when we last spoke, you mentioned a film called The Butcher Boy,
Yes.
with what's his name, Emin Owens or Owen Emmons? Which way around is it?
Yeah.
Um, a child actor who was absolutely unbelievably brilliant. Just what a performance!
Unreal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you said that you kept telling people to watch this film, and they keep coming back, not fully getting what was going on. Now, it's an absolutely brilliant film, and you made the
Oh,
point that the child in that film you resonate with,
yeah.
that this kid.
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, when I watched The Butcher Boy, and I've seen it half dozen times, when the first time I saw it, I saw him in me, and I saw me in that little actor because he meant well, but his wiring didn't allow him to execute rightly. And I just found him so endearing. He did such horrible things.
Mm,
Horrible. And I don't want to ruin the film for someone who hasn't seen it, but my God, do I relate to that kid?
mm.
And I'm so flattered, really, that you like the movie, because I don't know anyone who thinks it's good except for Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, he thinks it's the greatest movie ever made. Um,
Yeah.
I was startled by it. I must say I expected it to be kind of grim,
Oh,
and it wasn't. That there are a couple of fairly grim things in it, but it's not like The Godfather or something, Seven, or something.
yeah.
And it does give you a view of a character who is n not normal, not usual in his
Yeah.
perception of the world. And
Yeah.
he doesn't seem to have any desire to harm, but if somebody annoys him, then out it comes that revenge is a fundamental response. And I think that's an important theme, that as far as I'm aware, we talk about psychopaths being 2% of the population, but the desire to get revenge, the desire to get our own back, is the vast majority of the population. You
Mm,
have Schadenfreude, the idea of joy in another's sufferings, that
yeah.
when somebody you don't like, breaks their leg, then you're happy. And
Yeah.
I think this may be one of the most important driving forces in human beings. And I have it's like, basically, as long as you don't hurt my kids or my family or my friends, I'll probably leave you alone. I don't feel that sense. I don't feel happy at other people's misery. Let's put it that way. And
Yeah.
that may be a deficiency in me. Maybe we'd live better lives if we were aware of that. Tell me a little bit about your feeling from the inside of that, of how, because you have to restrain yourself, don't you?
Constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Constantly. And but the ability to do it has increased in strength
Mm,
as I've succumbed or submitted to what I feel are the workings of love
mm,
in me, and choosing. I think that you have to choose to love people selflessly. I just don't. For me, it doesn't come naturally. I listen to people talk about, oh, I just felt so bad for them, and I don't have that in me to feel bad. I have to choose love.
mm,
But I've learned that when I choose love, I get incrementally stronger in my ability to choose it the next time.
mm.
But when I submit to the butcher boy within me, there's no, I'm just choosing to let that guy reign and act.
Mm,
And so that was why I related in part to that movie so well. Plus, it was so brilliantly done
mm,
and written.
mm,
I'm curious about something. I know I'm not the one who's interviewing here, but there was a little boy that he picked on,
mm.
and he would pick on him, and he would take it. And I used to do that. And I wonder how much you related to that little boy that he would pick on, whose mother was Mrs. Nugent.
Yeah, Fiona.
Were you like that as a child?
No, not at all. That is the child's called Philip, and the mother, the actress, is the brilliant Fiona Shaw.
On the Shaw, yeah.
Is it another thing about the film that I really found? It's set in Ireland, and just the lighting and the color, the cinematography in it are so, beautifully done.
Yeah.
Even down to the color of Fiona Shaw's cardigan, that
Yeah.
it resonates. Probably it's real arty sort of pointless thing, really. Now I come to think about it, but no, I like that kind of thing. No, I was always scrapping. I was
Oh,
never really picked on. I think because I was taller than most kids until I was sort of 14. I was taller than they were.
I
And
see.
then probably because I have a gluten intolerance, I didn't bulk out the way they did at age 14, but I was used to being able to, when it happened, to dominate another child. If I, there were a few times, 2 times I can think of, where older kids picked on me and there was nothing much I could do about that.
Yeah.
But I was not the geek, the nerd. I think I was the odd fellow. I don't think I fit into. I'm
Huh.
very neurodivergent, I think.
Huh. Neurodivergent.
Yeah, I think everybody is though. So
Yeah. I also appreciated the take on the Catholic Church organized religion in The Butcher Boy.
isn't it so true that I don't think we've really come to terms yet with the damage that institution and many other religious organizations have done. In looking at the life of Charles Manson, at the age of 12, he went into a Catholic boys' home, even though he was a Protestant. And the descriptions of abuse, the idea that these children are being beaten, which doesn't happen in The Butcher Boy, but they're being beaten and having sermons yelled at them while this is going on, about love and peace and all of this. How is it that, the Sermon on the Mount, alas for you priests and hypocrites, that word hypocrite has always had strong resonance with me. The idea that, saying that, criticizing the mote of dust in the other person's eye when you've got a plank in your own. It seems to me, and I'm going to be sacrilegious. Let's do it. That when Jesus says to Simon, I'm going to rename you Peter, Petrus, the rock, because you're the rock upon which my church will be built. To me, there's a certain irony that he's the disciple who denies Jesus. And I think I take that lesson on to say that the church has done the same so frequently. So I think you can be an individual Christian, but I think once you belong to a larger group that dictates how you are meant to behave and believe, you're no longer a Christian. Whoops, I've been sacrilegious. I've said it.
Oh, no, that's not sacrilegious. Not at all. I don't think.
No, I don't either. And I think it's important. I mean, the difference between Jewish scholarship and Christian scholarship is a lot of it in Pesher, the looking at what is said in the Bible and interpreting how it matters in our lives, rather than saying this is a literal thing and you've got to do it. So when Jesus says, if your right eye offends thee, pluck it out. I don't think he meant it literally. I hope not.
Yeah,